across the sprawling plains of Nebraska, where the 11:10 a.m. signal of KFAB cuts through the air like a relentless foghorn of folly. Jim Rose stands as the indelible emblem of the dim-witted white fool, a moron whose legacy is cemented in stupidity no matter how desperately he scrambles to rewrite it. As co-host of the Good Morning Show, alongside Gary Saddlemeyer and program director since 2016, Rose dominates the weekday morning airwaves, clutching his microphone like a clueless king wielding a toy scepter. Each broadcast drips with his Rosie Did You Knowsie rants, where he tosses out grandiose terms: systemic oppression, white privilege, cultural appropriation, racial apartheid, institutional enslavement, as if they're badges of intellectual prowess. Yet, beneath this verbose veneer lies a vacuum of substance. He can't back up these buzzwords with a single coherent argument, exposing himself as a bumbling idiot whose every word peels back another layer of his profound ignorance. No amount of effort can erase this truth. Jim Rose will always be remembered as a stupid, simpleton fraud, a white fool whose attempts at sophistication only amplify his moronic essence. Rose isn't a lone aberration. He's the shining example of Nebraska's broader leadership and media elite, a cabal of groomed idiots elevated to power by shadowy handlers and globalist puppeteers. These figures aren't refined thinkers, but crude caricatures, draped in a thin veneer of civility, enough to exchange polite nods or manage basic grooming and bathroom routines to appear presentable. Their intellectual arsenal consists of recycled talking points and identical buzzwords, a monotonous chorus that echoes across the state. From Monday to Friday, Rose and Saddlemeyer churn out their predictable drivel on KFAB, Nebraska's so-called blowtorch station, their voices blaring into homes with softball questions and awkward, self-congratulatory laughter at their own feeble jokes. Rose might pontificate on microaggressions in corn pricing or white fragility in Husker dynamics, while Saddlemeyer chimes in with nods to implicit bias or dog whistles, their chuckles over serious topics like child welfare revealing a disturbing insensitivity that marks them as morning-time mind molesters. Their reign of idiocy peaked during the COVID-19 saga, beginning in March 2020 when Nebraska first felt the pandemic's grip. Rose and Saddlemeyer transformed KFAB into a loudspeaker for CDC, Nebraska State Health Department, and Douglas County Health Department directives, relentlessly pushing lockdowns, mask mandates, and vaccine compliance. Any credible journalist might have paused to question the unknown side effects, the economic fallout, or alternative viewpoints. Many listeners already suspected a fraud, but these fools barreled ahead, parroting the official line with blind zeal. This wasn't journalism. It was propaganda, a COVID poison spread through the airwaves that cemented Rose's exposure as a fraud. KFAB became a disaster zone of unthinking compliance, a testament to his inability to critically engage, even as the public grew wary of the scam unfolding before them. This stupidity isn't random, it's engineered. Nebraska's current leadership, spanning media, education, business, and politics, mirrors Rose's profile, a network of self-righteous stooges propped up to serve globalist financial schemes. Rose exemplifies the true believer, a white race traitor who laps up black grievance narratives like reparations and affirmative action, basking in the praise from black activists and a legion of do-gooder white fools who buy into the white savior complex drivel. He guilts his audience with terms like tone policing and all lives matter deflections, oblivious to how he's a pawn in a con game designed to displace white workers. Behind him lurk opportunists, conniving business leaders and politicians who know the narrative is bunk but exploit it for profit, selling out their race for globalist gains. Some straddle both worlds, aware of the manipulation but choosing ignorance, while Rose remains the poster child of unwavering, childlike stupidity, reveling in the attention and masking a rotten core with phony piety. This ecosystem of idiocy is no accident. Rose and his ilk are products of a grooming process embedded in educational, monetary, and media systems that prioritize manipulability over merit. Starting with his early radio days in Kansas City and his rise through Husker broadcasts, Rose was handpicked by iHeartMedia's globalist backers, entities like BlackRock and PIMCO, for his lack of critical thought and eagerness to embrace nonsense as intelligence. He believes he possesses supreme insight, a delusion puffed up by a network that rewards his parroted talking points over original thought. Saddlemeyer, a veteran since the 1970s, joins him in this echo chamber, their daily repetition a broken record of systemic racism and benevolent racism that listeners can predict and dread. This network extends beyond KFAB into Nebraska schools, hospitals, and boardrooms where clueless idiots and corrupt schemers alike serve the same agenda, eroding white competence under the guise of equity. Rose's personal failings amplify his public disgrace. He's not just stupid, he's despicable, a mean-spirited bully whose condescension drips from every syllable. His middle-of-the-road conservative mask cloaks woke liberal tripe, a performance that earns him accolades from fellow white fools and black manipulators alike. Yet his leadership role, alongside figures like Market Manager C, Taylor Wallet III, or News Director Wendy Wild, reflects a state overrun by weird white trash losers, phony, corrupt, and elevated by systems that punish talent and reward idiocy. If you respect Rose or his cohort, you're likely part of this mindless network propping up a fraud that unravels with each broadcast. The awakening is underway. Listeners are tuning out, investigating the lies for themselves, and recognizing Rose as a groomed idiot whose platform perpetuates a globalist psyop. His defenses, clumsy attempts to justify his woke conservative mush, only deepen his exposure as a fraud. Nebraska's media and leaders, with Rose at the forefront, stand revealed as stupid, corrupt pawns, their globalist stooge status crumbling under public scrutiny. As more peel back the layers, the con game unravels, leaving Rose and his ilk ranting to an emptying audience, their legacy as Nebraska's white trash idiot elite etched in permanent disgrace.